So I went to the junkyard this morning to look for a new center console for my Element over there, but I actually ended up coming home with an EG subframe for a manual steering rack, so I'm able to continue on with my case swap. In one of my other videos, I've already had everything removed in terms of the subframe and the front suspension, so I didn't feel a need to record me doing that again. Only took me about 20 minutes because everything was pretty loose in terms of the bolts and stuff, but got everything lowered. That's the old subframe and control arms there, old subframe and power steering rack. New manual subframe. I'm gonna have to go ahead and order a new steering rack for this because the one at the junkyard just wasn't worth spending $100 at pull apart for a used, what looked to be very beat up and poor quality steering rack, when I'm just gonna order one for brand new for that price. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Got a lot of cleaning up and stuff to do, but a big piece of the puzzle was acquired, and we can go ahead and get rid of this bulky looking thing right here and this power steering rack and stuff. And then now that I have this, I can go ahead and order my swap mounts and stuff. Planning to do all-wheel drive. I got the transmission underneath my table back over there. Well, that's just the trans casing in the box. I have the gear stacks and stuff. I do still need to order a new differential and a final drive gear. However, I do have everything else ready to go and put that together. So, got a lot of cleaning and stuff to do, and still got paint work to do here in the engine bay. But now that I have all this stuff taken out, it'll make it a lot easier to paint down in there. So we're gonna go ahead, finish primering everything, get it painted, clear coated, and then get back together with the building process. It's been very nice out today, so I did some pressure washing and cleaning on the subframe and stuff I got, the spindles I took off because I'm going to be taking it all apart, putting in new ball joints, bearings and hubs. But I also took the fuel tank out, took the brake lines and everything else. I run under the car out since I'm going to be running all new brake lines as well. So back here we are getting pretty empty. And then I'm gonna have all my space and stuff for my rear differential and everything, and my drive shaft to go through. So fuel tank is out for that reason. So the brake lines and stuff, that stuff is taken out because we are going to be doing all new brake lines, stainless steel brake lines, going through the car. Not sure if I'm going to route them through the interior yet and then out here, or I'm just going to be routing them a little bit differently. I might reuse the factory stuff, but we're going to just do something a little bit differently. But we got a lot of stuff out of the way and taken out back here. Just two straps and stuff. I didn't have to take the pump and anything out because I already had the pump out because I used that for a different car or project I had going on. But everything is looking good down here, just a little bit dirty, but in terms of rust and stuff, we are looking great. Something we are also going to do today is get a plate, or plates I guess, since we got two, to make it just flush here. And probably I'm just gonna hammer this out because I did have it dented in a little bit. I think I'm gonna try drilling these holes and tack welding the back just to secure the plates in that way. And I do have a piece of metal over here that I'm just gonna use and cut up to use as my little plates. Alrighty, so got them in on each side here. Used the grinder a little bit, grinded down my pretty bad welds that I had, but I started getting the hang of it a little bit towards the end here. But nicely on there at least. Definitely gonna hold a little bit more than the tack welds would have. Not that it would really go anywhere, but got those on. I can go ahead and sand them a little bit and get them ready to be primered with everything else in the engine bay. I also did grind out a lot of the gunked up, or I guess build up of the seam sealer and stuff. So I got a lot of the chunks and stuff out of the corners. I got a lot of stuff out of the way or taken out to get ready for more epoxy primer that should be coming in the mail relatively soon. But got these front things, plates, whatever you want to call them, welded on, so they should be all good to go. So I got a lot of progress done the last few days. Now everything's just got to cure. I just moved my stuff out of the way so I can go ahead and close my garage door that's venting a little bit all the way. No bugs and anything can get in here. It will be cooled down pretty quick, so it is looking pretty good. Put a bunch of clear coat on it, probably overshot it a little bit, but everything is nice and shiny. And I did seem to get everything all covered up, so did make a lot of progress. It is going to look very nice after everything is put together and the engine is back in there. But that is all I have today for this video. Did seem to get a little bit done. Next video we'll probably do a little bit, probably putting some parts on or something, or I gotta still paint a lot of other stuff like the valve cover, intake manifold, and just a bunch of piecing together, but we'll get there eventually. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Comment with any recommendations if you obviously have any. And again, thank you for watching, and goodbye.